Good morning, Meridian, and welcome to Business Buzz. My name is Sean Evans, and this week we've taken Business Buzz on a tour. To be specific, the Taste of Meridian restaurant tour. We're wrapping up today a 2-week tour of some of the great dining establishments in Meridian. This year we had 47 food establishments participate in the Taste of Meridian. So dine in, carry out with these participating restaurants, and you could win a golden meal pass worth hundreds of dollars in free meals from participating restaurants. You know, it really is as easy as taking a picture of your receipt and submitting it via our website or our app. The golden meal winners will be announced during a Facebook Live event on November 5th. So be sure to tune in to see who wins the golden meal passes from this year. We would like to thank our sponsors for helping make this year's program available and supporting our local restaurants during these challenging times. Presenting sponsors include Shamrock Food Services, TDS Fiber, D.L. Evans Bank, and Lingo. Many other businesses and media partners have helped make this a great program with their supporting sponsorships. Thank you all for helping make the Taste of Meridian a success this year. On today's episode, we're going to bring you a little bit of kind of that Meridian flavor and someplace that you've got to stop by whenever you're visiting Meridian. Now we're bringing you this special holiday edition or Halloween edition as well. So with that, I'm going to share with you a must-visit restaurant that has over 52 years of family tradition. And joining me today is Lou from Lou's Pizza and Italian Restaurant. Hello, Lou. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Lou. We really appreciate you taking the time this morning to meet with us. Lou, behind every great Italian food restaurant, there's a story of family and tradition. Tell us the story behind the start of Louie's and what brought you to Meridian.
So, Louie's was begun 55 years ago in the Wood River Valley by my father. Basically, because he had broken his leg and had to stay a season during the summer. And when he stayed the summer, he loved it, but had gotten married and couldn't support his family. So he borrowed $150 and started in the back of a bar and built for years and years, and 55 years later, we're here. In 2001, we opened this location in Meridian. When we opened, it was pretty much the Louie's, the Capital Christian Church behind us, and the food service distributor across the street. Other than that, it was still pretty much farmlands. Fairview was still quite a bit narrower. And no other buildings existed from Eagle until you got to closer to the Fred Meyer.
So, Lou, on your website, I see the story of the immigrant family from Italy and the family tradition, the cooking and things. So are you a second, third generation restaurateur?
I'm a second generation. Both my grandparents were born in Italy. Ironically, they were born in small towns in the same region of Calabria, not very far apart from each other. I think about 30 miles away from each other. They both immigrated and ended up in the Salt Lake area as farmers, goat farmers, making cheese.
Well, I bet you there's a ton of great family recipes that you share with people on any given day. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the special dishes you serve?
So, one of the fun things about our food is we aren't tied to what a chain wants or what a corporate structure is. Every year, we are able to go in and say, okay, the tomato crop is different. You know, there was more flooding, there was more sun. And we adapt the sauces to try and hit the sweetness of a different tomato or take the bitterness that might have occurred that year out of the sauce. And we could have fun. You know, there's the other day I was making a pumpkin fettuccine, and I didn't love it, but it was fun just to give it a shot. And when you're not tied to a corporate structure, you get to be a little bit more unorthodox. You don't have to play by rules. You just get to play by what is fun. And if it doesn't taste good, you don't serve it. And you get to totally go off of sales. And it kind of allows the passion to come out.
Lou, you were telling me earlier that everything's made from scratch in the back. You make your pasta right there.
We're going to make a little bit of pasta today. We, depending on the cut and what it's for, we make some of the pasta. Some of it, I go, gosh, the Italians do this better, and we import some. And we're able to be dynamic. Sometimes you run out of one and you want it to be a certain way, and you start making it, and 5 years later you go, oh my gosh, we're still making that. And it was never an intentional switch. But, everything from the Alfredo, we start with, a real heavy whipped cream to, I have a license to bring in some specialty import foods from Italy. So when I didn't like the products that I was able to get easily in Boise and in this valley, I just started bringing them in myself.
Well, Lou, I know one of the other things that your restaurant is very well known for in Meridian is you host several civic clubs there at your organization. Tell us some of the other things that you do to support the community.
So we try and take a little more unique approach. There's a bunch of great schools and a bunch of great kids. So instead of saying, well, we're going to support Mountain View, but Timberline and Boise's out, or different approaches like that, what we tend to do is say, we're going to try and give you the best team pricing we can. We'll help support on team meals and everything by being fair and honest versus just kind of sponsoring one and leaving the other ones out to twist. And I kind of take that approach with every club and all the things. I mean, everybody has an incredible cause. And if you're not careful, you could give away the house, because it's really hard to tell somebody who maybe lost a child to cancer, gosh, I can't give you a gift certificate. So we really try and take a balanced approach to helping individuals and teams without sacrificing what it takes to support our family. And so part of doing that is I like to be behind the scenes. I know I'm not a great volunteer, but I must be doing something right to have Kiwanis for 18 years coming once a week. And I have the Vandal boosters who do their alumni lunch here, and it's all to support scholarships. And I'm even a BSU graduate, so it has nothing to do with the lines of liking one school over another. It's all about the kids, the education, and what we can do to help.
Well, you definitely have probably one of the most unique Italian restaurants that I've seen. Won't you give us a little tour of your dining facility and then take us back to the kitchen?
You bet. So I'm going to start in, we call this the Louie's room. And let's see, I'm trying and get it.
There you go. That looks great.
A bunch of family pictures. Some of them are in this location. And I apologize for the glare on there. But what we have in here are just pictures from my father and his sister when they were kids to my aunts and uncles. And if you look at this one, and then this one was taking about 30 years older. The uncle with the fedora on the right-hand side, definitely, I don't know how to say it, was a very influential person. He walked the look of the hat, I guess. This right here were some of the goat farms. This was in the Utah Valley, just north of Salt Lake and Bountiful. And this was their goat farms, and they made goat cheese and sent them to all the way to the White House at times. And those are one-sided grandparents that came over from Italy. Um, and we've just kind of featured each one of my siblings and kind of our families. It's just kind of fun. It's an intimate room, and I know it's kind of tough to see, but it's kind of set up as a conference room. We don't necessarily do meetings. We encourage people, if they want to have a lunch or a dinner and then have a meeting, that's fine. But we try and be more about the food, less about the meeting. But we don't charge for the space as long as everyone's eating and we're doing that. This is our main dining room, and it's a little tough to tell, but there are tables missing throughout it. And then with the higher back booths, allows us to adapt differently for the COVID restrictions. One of the battles we're facing now, of course, is keeping masks on and balancing people waiting outside in the cold and the distancing. In here, we do have the banquet rooms, and we keep it set up right now for to show people. You know, we never know if we're going to go back down to a max gathering of 10 or up to no restrictions. So when we have people want to come in, we kind of keep it set like this, but it's definitely set for more than what our restrictions are at right now. And then up here, we have, this is one of my favorite features. We have a bar that was brought over on a covered wagon to Bellevue, and my dad had bought it. It was in a basement of a building in Bellevue. But it was built in circa the 1880s, and it's a Brunswick bar, and they do a lot of pool tables as well. But I'm pretty proud of having that and that it's survived this legacy and made it through. And let's see, I'm switch back forward here. We'll let me let the phone catch up. I apologize. We'll walk back into the kitchen, and I'm going to have Mira and I are going to roll out some pasta. The Mira, Mira is Italian. She's Italian from the Emilia Romagna area of Italy. So she's from the north, we're from the south. It makes for a fun mix because we get different traditions all the time. And we get to argue on different things, but how lucky I am to have a, born and raised Italian working for me. And I've lived in Florence once and Turin once, but we have a lot of fun together. So I'm gonna put it on, and we're gonna roll out some pappardelle, and it'll just take a second here, and we'll go from there. All right. Do you mind, Israel? I'm just gonna roll it through, and then we'll.
The emergency stop is on.
Perfect. So one of the keys that Mira is adamant on this is making sure we get the pasta as thin as possible and very consistent.
What do you want to do?
And she really enjoys getting the long sheets, so no taking shortcuts. She's very happy that we put it through. And hey, Mira, you can come and help grab it here. As we make it, it gets.
Okay. Let me see.
More. Because the machine on it, not too one more time. One more time. I'm coming here because I needed to. I got it.
It's amazing that stuff stretches out so much.
What's that?
It's amazing that stuff stretches out so much.
It
The
is.
dough.
And she's very she's very picky. Let's just cut it for them so they can see on camera because we're on a time, and then we'll re-roll it with you and I, Mir.
Okay.
So this was the part that I thought was really fun when she taught me. Mir's very particular. She wants it.
Hey, you don't mess with the chef, right?
Went back over. Hey, Mira, will you just cut one so I can show them because we're on a they're on a podcast, but it's beautiful because you can't get this kind of love from a lot of people. She
No, absolutely
doing it right, and the funnest part is she's not afraid to tell me if I'm being too American and taking a shortcut. One of her favorite jokes is that everybody in America says, "Oh, it's okay," but then half the time they don't always mean it's okay, you know.
It is just a little bit right now, not too much thick drive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not
so
dry.
she goes through.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
So she's truly.
Okay, this is a pappardelle. I think it's tagliolini, look.
And she's going to show just how you can do a thinner cut right there, more of a fettuccine type cut as we're used to.
It's beautiful, look.
So, Mira,
Handmade pasta. Absolutely. Well, Lou, thank you so much for taking us into your kitchen today. I do want to mention that you've got a special treat for the kids today for Halloween.
Yeah, we. I know we're handing out candy at our house, but some neighborhoods aren't, and you know, I love the kids. So if they come in wearing a costume, the kids are 99 cents tonight, and we just wanted to try and get them to dress up so that they can still have some of the magic, and we'll have some candy for them as well.
Well, Lou, thank you so much. I will have to say, of these 2 weeks that I've been dining out, Italian is my favorite. So I will be visiting Louie's today. So thank you very much. And we appreciate you participating in the Taste of Meridian restaurant tour.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Meridian. Happy Halloween.
All right. Thank you. Everyone, thank you. Thank you so much for participating in the Taste of Meridian restaurant tour with us this year. Remember, get your receipts uploaded to our website or through the app, and you'll be entered into the drawing for the Golden Meal Passes. We will be holding that drawing on November 5th during a Facebook Live event at 10 a.m. So thank you again to all of our sponsors that helped make this a wonderful, wonderful Taste of Meridian tour this year. And thank you all for doing your part. And remember to keep Meridian healthy and open for business. Thank you.